So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lucy and today I have my first book haul of the new year, which is very exciting. There have been some amazing releases already planned for 2018 and I've got a mixture here of some books that I've acquired from publishers and books that I kind of got at the end of last year, so I'm not technically breaking my book buying ban yet. If you want to hear more about the book buying ban that I'm going on, you can watch my 2018 reading resolutions video. I'll leave that down below so that you can see what my reading plans are for this year. So let's get cracking. There are quite a few books here, so I'm going to try and whiz through these as quickly as I can. So the first book is one that I received from Walker Books and it is White Rabbit, Red Wolf by Tom Pollock. So the proof isn't telling me too much about this book, but it does say on the front cover here, it says this story is a lie, and then it says an electrifying thriller about murder, maths and the mind. So initially I am already intrigued. Guess it must be one of those books that you kind of just have to go in without not knowing much. All I know is that it's a YA thriller and it just looks really interesting. I'm going to read it and I'm going to tell you guys what I think in due course, so hopefully this one is a good one. So the second book that I got sent in, I think it was like last month that I got sent this, but it's out this month so you can buy it in the shops now I believe. It is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This book is everywhere this January. I mean, it is one that is getting praise across the board and it's making me even more excited to read this. So I'm hoping to get around to this one soon. Let me just read you what this book is about. So it says, one terrible morning, Jude and her sisters see their parents murdered in front of them. The fearsome assassin abducts all three girls and brings them to the world of fairy, where Jude is installed into the royal court. Mocked and tormented for being merely mortal, Jude soon realises that to survive in this treacherous, dangerous new world, she needs to be smart, cunning and deceitful as the Fae themselves. But the stairway to power is fraught with shadows and betrayal, and looming over all is the infuriating, arrogant and charismatic Prince Cardan. Jude must take the utmost care. This sounds awesome, and as you guys know, I'm a big fan of fairies and fairy tales and fantasy, so I'm basically guaranteed to love this, I hope, and I really hope that it lives up to the hype. So do let me know if you've already read this one, tell me your thoughts, and I'll hopefully have a review of this in the coming months. So next up we have Out of the Blue, and this is by Sophie Cameron. This is published in March by Macmillan, and this is just the most stunning proof. I don't know if you can see that, but it's just the most gorgeous foil and it's so pretty. I love it. And this is a book about angels, but not as you know it. So it says this is a lyrical debut novel exploring grief through magical realism. And the blurb sounds pretty incredible too. It says, when angels start falling from the sky, it seems like the world is ending. For most people it doesn't, but for Jaya, the world ended when her mother died, 2 weeks before the first angel fell. Smashing down to earth at extraordinary speeds, wings bent, faces contorted, not a single one has survived, and as the world goes angel crazy, Jaya's father uproots the family to Edinburgh, intent on catching one alive. So it's a novel about exploring grief, and obviously these weird things are happening with these angels crashing from the sky, and it's set in Edinburgh, so I'm really excited to read a novel set in Edinburgh. It's one of my favourite cities, and I've just heard a lot of good things about this, and I think it's going to be quite understated, quite unusual, so I'm really excited to get round to reading this one, and you guys can pick this up in March. Okay, so the next book I have is a little bit unusual. It is a book that I picked up from work, and it is a book that William Collins have published at the end of last year, so it's an imprint of HarperCollins. So this is With the End in Mind, and this is by Catherine Mannix. This is a book, it's non-fiction, all about dying, which is a little bit morbid, but I kind of love that. And this is a book tackling the taboo of dying and death in our society by a doctor who is kind of using her cases and using her experience to kind of analyse this. So it sounds really interesting, and you know what, I'm really excited to read more non-fiction this year, especially stuff that's a little bit unusual, and I'll let you guys know what my thoughts are. A little bit unusual, but you know what, need to keep pushing the boat out in terms of the amount of books I'm reading and the type of books that I'm reading, so this one hopefully will be really interesting. Now the next 4 books, guys, I am in equal parts excited about them and terrified because they have got so much hype around them, and they're also 4 of my most anticipated books of the year. So let me start with State of Sorrow by Melinda Salisbury. So a lot of you guys might have read Melinda's other series, which is called the Sin Eater's Daughter trilogy, and that was full of lies, betrayal, it's epic fantasy at its best. I really would recommend that series, it's one of my favourites. This is a completely new world, a new story from Mel, and I cannot wait for this. It just seems so dark and beautiful, like all of her stories are. And let me read you the back for this because it sounds pretty brilliant. So it says, "Sorrow, for that is all she brings us. A people laid low by grief and darkness, a cutthroat race for power and victory, a girl with everything and nothing to lose. By day, sorrow governs the court of tears, covering for her grief-maddened father, who has turned their once-celebrated land into a living monument for the brother who died before she was born. By night, she seeks solace in the arms of the boy she's loved since childhood, but one ghost won't stop haunting her. And when enemies old and new close ranks against her, sorrow must decide how far she's willing to go to win." That sounds so epic, and also really unusual with the Court of Tears. I can't wait to delve into this and to discover a new world by Melinda Salisbury, and Mel is one of my favourite writers, so I really would recommend her books. And this one comes out really soon. I can't remember when. I think it's February or March. I'll leave all links down in the description bar too. The next book comes out in May. It is one that I am so excited about, guys. You have no idea. It is The Surface Breaks by Louise O'Neill. This is a feminist Little Mermaid retelling by Louise O'Neill, who is one of my favourite authors. Louise O'Neill has previously written other kind of like YA crossover titles, such as Asking for It, which is one of my favourite books of all time. This is her first kind of foray into fantasy, I guess, and it is of course a Little Mermaid retelling. I don't know a lot about what the plot is, but I just want to delve in there because it's been one of my most anticipated for so long. So I'll let you guys know what I think about this. It's out in May. Put it on your TBR. I cannot wait for this. The next book is a really exciting one. It is A Proof of Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adeyemi. This book is out in March and it is one of the most anticipated books of this year. I cannot wait to read this. And on the back it just says, "They killed my mother, they took our magic, they tried to bury us, now we rise." I so want to read this book, guys. I'm so happy that I have A Proof, and I will let you know what I think of this, but just know that it's one of my most anticipated of this year and I've heard only good things about this. So, you know, hopefully my expectations will be met. Finally, another one of my most anticipated books. It is The Bells, and this is by Donielle Clayton. This has been on all of the kind of most anticipated lists of 2018. It's out in February by Glance in the UK, and it's basically about this world where there are people called bells who control beauty. So it's a world that is completely original, and I've only heard good things about this novel. Like, I've had a few personal recommendations to read this as soon as possible. Even more exciting, my proof is signed, so I am absolutely buzzing about this. I can't wait to read this, and it just seems kind of feisty and hopefully feminist and amazing. I will let you know what I think of all those books very soon, hopefully. Do let me know if there's any books that you've bought in January that you're really looking forward to, and do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos over the coming weeks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!